Hurricane Preparedness Week begins tomorrow, as hurricane season is 2 weeks away, starting on June 1st and running through November. With those preparations in mind, we have to take care of our property case and emergency, including insurance. Now joining us live, Dietrich Insurance Vice President Mike Mishima. So Mike, we've had recent flooding situations, and so how important is it for those who don't have insurance, or maybe for those who do, to prepare?
Well, whether it's a flooding situation or a hurricane that's approaching the islands, it's always good to be prepared in advance.
Sure.
And we like to call it during the time that the calm before the storm. So that's when you want to check your insurance policy, whether you're a homeowner or a renter, to make sure that there's adequate coverage in advance of the storm. So because once a storm is approaching and they declare a hurricane watch, which is about 48 hours before in advance of the storm, most insurance companies will issue what's called a moratorium. And that's when that's on moratorium on new and existing policies. And once that moratorium is issued, you won't be able to make any changes or add coverage to your policy.
Okay, so this is 48 hours before.
Right.
An actual, okay. So what should people do now then? Should people who maybe don't have insurance, what is your advice?
Well, if they don't have insurance, now is a good time because there's no storm approaching. But in anticipation of a storm coming though, or the hurricane season rather, take a look at your inventory. I would recommend taking an inventory of your home, of your personal belongings, documented by either photographs or even a video using a smartphone, which a lot of people have smartphones nowadays. So you want to document everything. If you recently remodeled your home or updated it, you want to probably report both of those things to your insurance agent to make sure that there's adequate coverage.
And so how can people make sure that their insurance policy is updated? So
one of the things to do is to just, again, be in contact with your agent.
Sure.
Any updates that you have, just report it to them so that they know that they can make sure that you have enough insurance coverage for it.
So after a storm does hit, what should people do?
So assuming that you are able to return to your home safely, document everything. You want to, before you even do any kind of cleanup, I would take a lot of photographs or even video if you can. And then even before the storm hits, you want to make sure you have all your important documents together that are either hard to replace or irreplaceable. Things like your wills or trusts, deeds, insurance policies, etc.
So some final advice, Mike.
So if you have to evacuate your home,
yes,
and take those important documents with you, if you can store them in a Ziploc bag that's fairly waterproof, or better yet, a waterproof container that you can store those documents in so you can transport it and not worry about having to lose it or have it damaged.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate that important advice before hurricane season.
Thank you.
And we'll have all that information on our website, KITV.com.